What is up, everybody? It's 414 Anime here for Anime Uproar, and today I will be looking into every S-Class hero's backstory from One Punch Man. We have a load of amazing S-Class heroes to go through, and I am super excited for this one. Now, if you do enjoy these One Punch Man videos on the channel, you know what to do. Smash that like button Saitama style. If you haven't already, make this the video that you subscribe and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications. And while you wait for more One Punch Man content on the channel, why not check out our huge One Punch Man playlist that includes videos on all the S-Class heroes' powers, all dragon and god level monsters, and more. Link to that is in the video description. And now, without further ado, let's jump into it, spoilers and all. Kicking these backstories off with none other than the 17th ranked Puri prisoner. This guy is an absolute unit, and unfortunately for us, a lot of his history is relatively unknown, though we do know a few details. For one, we know he is in prison and why he is in prison too. Puri prisoner was arrested at some point during his hero work for unwanted advances towards many men. For his inappropriate behavior out in the field, he is currently serving a 10,000 year sentence. Now, thanks to the One Punch Man Hero Encyclopedia, it confirms that Puri prisoner wasn't his original hero name, and at some point, it was changed. We do not know what the original name was or when this some point was that his name was changed. Through speculation, the inclusion of prisoner makes sense as to his current situation. Thus, we can comfortably speculate that his arrest was the reason behind this change. However, the question remains about the name as a whole. Was his name simply Puri before, or was the whole name changed? It shall remain a mystery for now. Other than that, we do have some random information from the encyclopedia. It tells us that he took swimming lessons as a kid. Now, the rest of this guy's backstory is a complete mystery, so let's move on. The 16th ranked Tank Top Master is up next, and again, a lot of this guy's backstory is unknown. We do know that the origin of his hero name came from him being a master who wore tank tops, and that he made the most of the tank top's performance. Tank Top Master claims that the tank top that he wears boosts his strength. Whether this is actually true or not has not been proven. Now, a fun bit of trivia about Tank Top Master before we move on comes from the One Punch Man audiobook Charanko Learning. It tells us that Tank Top Master actually makes his own tank tops, which can be bought from the Hero Association's official merchandise lineup. Moving on to the 16th ranked S-Class hero, Bad, better known by his hero name of Metal Bat. 1 year prior to the beginning of the current story we are familiar with, Metal Bat was a C-Class hero and his rank was 223rd. Through impressing the Hero Association with many impressive performances against demon-level threats, he moved up to S-Class. And upon becoming an S-Class hero, the Hero Association told Bad that they could arrange anything that he wished, listing examples that included specialized weapons. And it was specialized weapons that really piqued his interest, as he requested a metal bat that would never break, and thus the birth of his signature metal bat. His choice for this never breaking metal bat was due to the fact that he would previously use metal bats in combat, which seemed to be his personal preference. However, said bats he would use would constantly break on him. Or I guess you could say the villains he was fighting against, right? Next up, we have Genos, aka Demon Cyborg, the 14th ranked S-Class hero. Genos' backstory is one of vengeance, and quite a dark one when compared to the others that are on this list. Genos was once an ordinary boy who lived a happy life with his family. Now, at the age of just 15, a runaway rampant cyborg attacked and destroyed his hometown, turning it into a barren ruin. Not only was the town destroyed, but the crazy cyborg took the lives of everyone, including that of Genos' family. However, Genos himself was left as one very lucky survivor. Genos, however, did not feel so lucky and was left all alone in the town. a weak, young 15-year-old boy filled with the burning desire for revenge. Dr. Kuseno was tracking the berserk cyborg and happened to pass by the town. He found Genos, and Genos begged the doctor, pleaded with him to turn him into a cyborg himself so that he could have the strength to extract his revenge. Dr. Kuseno agreed, and Genos was reborn as a cyborg whom fought for justice. He promised the doctor that one day he would find and destroy the cyborg that took everything from him. Over the next 4 years, Genos would travel from town to town in search of his vengeance, defeating monsters and evil organizations, but was unable to find the cyborg he was looking for. Moving on to Flashy Flash, the 13th ranked S-Class hero. Flashy Flash is known for his incredible speed and proficiency with the sword. Flashy Flash hails from the Ninja Village and its 44th graduation class known as the End. The Ninja Village is a horrible place. It was a secret institution located in an unknown city. The sole purpose of this place was in training highly skilled ninja assassins. Children under the age of 7 were sent there to train for 10 years, training in the most ruthless of conditions. A single day for these ninja trainees was 72 hours long, and they were only given 6 hours to sleep. Their food was tasteless, and all knowledge of the outside world was completely cut off to them. They were forbidden from showing emotion and a sense of brotherhood with each other. The instructors even said that if they were to come face to face after graduation, they were to fight to the death. Flashy Flash himself described this place as a hellish environment. Now, escape from this place was next to impossible. The only way out of here was to complete the curriculum and earn the permission to graduate. After completion of their training, they were then sold off to factories of the underworld. Now, Flashy Flash and Speedo Sound Sonic were the sole survivors of the 44th class, a class that was rumored to have been failed products due to the mistakes that were made during their training process. By the time Flashy Flash was 16 years of age, he became number 1 ranked after choosing to stop hiding his own abilities. However, his intentions were not as the village thought. Flashy Flash had begun to execute his secret plan of overthrowing the village administration. Through his incredible skill, he went on a rampage and managed to do this. He killed the instructors, staff, and even members of his own class. Anyone who was a part of the village was to meet their end. And for some reason, Flashy Flash was unable to kill the leader of the village. Now, Speedo Sound Sonic was the only survivor, as the dream of overthrowing the village was one shared by both him and Flashy Flash. Flashy Flash poisoned Sonic in order to save his life from this onslaught. Following Flashy Flash's departure of the village, many assassins were sent after him, but Flashy Flash defeated every single one of them. Moving on to the 12th ranked S-Class hero, Watchdog Man. Watchdog Man was originally ranked 301st and a C-Class hero before being moved to S-Class when that was formed. Now, not an awful lot is known about Watchdog Man's origins, but it is said that he was based on the Japanese legend of Hachiko. Hachiko was an incredibly loyal Akita dog that was known for waiting for its owner near the train station in Shibuya. Hachiko would leave their home and meet his owner Ueno after his commute from work. However, one day Ueno suffered a cerebral hemorrhage while giving a lecture in a class. He then died and never returned to the station where Hachiko was waiting. Every single day for the next 9 years, Hachiko would return to the same spot at that station, awaiting his master's return. Of course, he would never return, but Hachiko began to gain the attention from those nearby, who would bring the dog treats and food whilst he waited for his master. Approximately 9 years of this same routine, sadly the dog was found on a street in Shibuya following his death. However, the story of Hachiko's loyalty won the hearts of millions, and a statue was actually erected of him at the same spot he would wait for his master near that train station. So how does this tie in with Watchdog Man, I hear you ask? Other than the looks being somewhat similar in terms of his suit, Watchdog Man also sits on a monument near Q City Station, similar to that of Hachiko's statue. Next up is the 11th ranked S-Class hero, Super Alloy Darkshine. Darkshine is completely different in appearance to how he used to be. In his youth, he was physically very weak and he also lacked confidence. However, on his 15th birthday, he received a pair of 3-kilogram dumbbells. This gift inspired and motivated him to start training. Years later, this motivation paid off as he became insanely strong, being able to lift 2 tons with just a single hand. He didn't just become extremely strong, but he also gained confidence and success. This is what inspired him to join the Hero Association, though he did start as the lowest rank of the C class, which was 383rd. However, he eventually moved up to S class when it was formed due to his hard work. Also, the said training he underwent was also the origin of his hero name, in which he trained his body to be as hard as steel, and the fact that his dark muscles gave off a beautiful shine. Moving on to Pig God. Pig God is the 10th ranked S-Class hero. Now, unfortunately, Pig God's origins are unknown, so we don't have any information on his origins or his backstory. The only information I could find about him was a bit of information regarding his hero name, thanks again to the One Punch Man Hero Encyclopedia. The title of God was added to his hero name by that of the Hero Association due to the fact that they were impressed by the description they had heard of him. They were told that this man was like that of a vindictive god, thus they added this to the name. Next up we have Drive Knight. He is the 9th ranked S-Class hero, and again we do not know all that much about his origins and backstory. What we do know is that his hero name Drive Knight was of his own choice. We also know that he had asked the Hero Association to have his name changed to Drive Knight at his own request. However, what we don't know is what his hero name was before this change. Now, on the topic of his name Drive Knight, it is believed to be a reference to Batman and his name as the Dark Knight. This makes sense, I guess, in terms of his name. Now, the common traits he also shares with Batman is that the way that they both have a habit of gathering intel on their targets. That, and they both rely on gadgets, technical tools, and vehicles to take down the bad guy in the most effective manner. Okay, Zombie Man is up next. He is the 8th ranked S-Class hero. Zombie Man was created by Dr. Genus in the House of Evolution. The House of Evolution was an evil organization founded by the Doctor, whose goals was that of human perfection through artificial evolution. Zombie Man himself was known as Subject 66 and was the only success the Doctor had when creating the Immortal series. 10 years ago, we know that Zombie Man managed to escape the destroyed lab. Again, the One Punch Man Hero Encyclopedia tells us that Zombie Man once fought a mysterious being for 140 hours. Coming out of the encounter victorious, this fight is what made Zombie Man famous. Talking of fame, moving on to none other than King. King is the 7th ranked S-Class hero, also known as the strongest man on Earth. In his youth, King won several video game tournaments. Now, around the time period of 1.5 to 3 years ago, he was attacked by the Octopus Claw Man, who left King with his trademark 3 scars on his face. During the attack, King was saved by none other than Saitama, who was training to be a hero at the time. Saitama actually went on to save King's life in 5 more occasions, but somehow it would always end up in the same result, that King would unintentionally get the credit for the defeat of these monsters. One of which being Vaccine Man, where King fell into the blood of Vaccine Man near the incident. So the Hero Association saw this and decided to capitalize on the reputation of King's strength. As such, they made him an S-Class hero without him having to take the hero exam at all. And through being thrust into the public limelight as a symbol, King was dubbed as the strongest man on Earth. This theme continues with King, where he claims both money and reputation for deeds he has not done himself. As well as this, his hero name was given to him by the Hero Association in honor of his air quote strength when it came to defeating a disaster level demon with ease. Somehow, King claimed the title King of Heroes. Next up is the 6th rank S-Class hero Beaufoy, also known by his hero name of Metal Knight. Again, we have another S-Class hero here with a backstory that is relatively unknown. Now, we do know some origins of his hero name thanks to the One Punch Man databook. His hero name, Metal Knight, was a direct request from Beaufoy himself, as he believes his steel robot engages in activities of peace, such as that of a knight. I don't know about you, but this is definitely one of the more ironic hero names, as a knight usually has the characteristics of being, chivalrous and one to have a behavior that shows high morals and standards. But with Metal Knight, he's definitely not these things. He is more of a person that is quite cold personality-wise, and he also tends to deal with situations in a more pragmatic nature and is pretty much the direct opposite of what a hero, let alone a knight, should be. Don't you think? Okay, moving on to the youngest of the S-Class heroes and 5th ranked Child Emperor. Child Emperor is another hero whose backstory hasn't been revealed to us. All we really know is from the One Punch Man original webcomic, in which he and Metal Knight had a somewhat history. The webcomic tells us that sometime prior to the events of the story, Child Emperor was once Metal Knight's assistant. It also tells us that Child Emperor once fought and defeated all of Atomic Samurai's disciples. However, with that little knowledge on this little guy, let's move on. Kamikaze, aka Atomic Samurai, is next up. He is the rank 4 S-Class hero, one of the most powerful heroes and a sword master, as well as being a member on the Council of Sword Masters. So, before the founding of the Hero Association, Kamikaze started a dojo. It was here that he approved only 3 standout disciples who would work with him as heroes moving forward. These 3 disciples were Bushidrill, Ian, and Okamaitachi. These 3 made the cut after an apple cutting test, pun intended by the way, and would join him in the Hero Association. Kamikaze, a master swordsman, has the ability to tell how a person lives or has lived their lives by their ability to cut using a sword, and will only recruit those worthy of passing this test. Now, these 3 are all A-Class heroes, however, Fubiki states that all of his disciples should be S-Class ranked, and that they aren't due to Sweet Mask's gatekeeping. Moving on to Bang, aka Silver Fang, the martial arts master, creator, and teacher of the Water Stream Rock Smashing Fist technique, and the rank 3 S-Class hero. In his past, Bang was a reckless and violent guy who was involved with crime. He would constantly seek out and challenge any strong opponent and would put them in the hospital. His brother Bomb was disgusted by his brother's actions and decided to confront him on this. Now, before the fight, Bomb had noted that his brother thought he had gained extreme power, although he had not overcome himself, and this was the lesson he wanted to pummel into his younger brother. Bang ultimately lost the fight and became enraged. Bomb told his younger brother to cool off before he left, and rightly so, as this loss was the one that taught Bang the error of his ways and made him really see the person that he had become. Seeing his errors, Bang followed in his brother's footsteps and started a dojo. As well as this, he started to create a new defense-orientated fighting style. Over the years, Bomb would keep an eye on his younger brother by visiting the dojo. He couldn't help but smile because of his brother's new attitude. His dojo was passed down through generations, as well as the fighting style that he created called Water Stream Rock Smashing Fist. He created this style whilst training under Bomb, and all of the scars that he has now are from that time in which he was trying to create this style. Bang also took place in a super fight tournament to promote his dojo, and yeah, he won it. Many students came from Bang's dojo, but his most famous was his top student, Garu. However, one day whilst Bang was away, Garu went on a rampage through the dojo, injuring many of Bang's students. When Bang found out about this, he beat up Garu and banished him from the dojo. This rampage caused Bang to lose all of his students except for one, Charanko. Now, before the start of the series, Bang was a B-class hero ranked 77th, but was moved into the S-class when it was formed. Next up we have Tatsumaki, also known by her hero name Tornado of Terror. She is rank 2 of the S-class heroes. Now, due to her psychic abilities, Tatsumaki was taken away by scientists from her adopted family at the age of just 7 so that they could study her powers. Her adopted family agreed and were compensated for this with money. Tatsumaki underwent tests by these scientists who were looking into her amazing powers. For her compliance, she was rewarded with candy and toys. However, she was always denied her requests of going outside. Now, when Tatsumaki would refuse to use her powers for the scientists, she was locked away in a cell. 18 years ago, when Tatsumaki was aged 10, a monster outbreak occurred while she was locked away in said cell. This left her alone and to fend off the monsters herself. However, luckily for Tatsumaki, she was saved by Blast. He introduced himself to the young girl and asked her why she didn't use her powers against the monsters in order to save herself. Tatsumaki lied to Blast, saying that they weren't working, but Blast saw through the lie. He knew that she was holding back her powers so that the scientist would deem her useless and let her go. Tatsumaki admitted to Blast that this was the case and also told him of her heartbreak due to the fact that her adopted parents had sold her out to this fate. Now, somehow Blast knew that Tatsumaki had a little sister. He told Tatsumaki that he advises her not to rely on someone to save her next time and that she must become strong herself in order to protect her family. Now, it was all because of Blast and these words that Tatsumaki became a hero. Okay, final hero on the list is none other than Blast, the rank 1 S-class hero. Unfortunately, Blast is another one of those heroes where we don't know a lot about his backstory or origins. This is largely down to the fact that Blast keeps all of his personal information disclosed from the Hero Association. What we do know is, of course, the events of 18 years ago and his involvement with the young Tatsumaki that we had just talked about, but other than that, we do not know much at all. We do know that in terms of his character, it is said that he is based on Superman, as the two share quite a few traits, such as their character designs, the fact that there's so much mystery around Blast's power, and according to Fubuki, Blast can also shoot laser beams from his eyes, just like that of Superman, which of course is a very clear reference. And that is it, every S-class hero's backstory from One Punch Man. Make sure to let us know in the comment section below who your favorite S-class hero is and which of the backstories you thought was the best. If you enjoyed this One Punch Man video and you'd like to see more on the channel, make sure to let us know by smashing that like button, Saitama style. If you haven't, make this the video you subscribe and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications or you will miss future One Punch Man videos. And while you wait for more One Punch Man content on the channel, why not check out our huge One Punch Man playlist that includes videos on all the S-class heroes' powers, all Dragon and God level monsters, and more. Link to that is in the video description. Thanks again for checking out the video. We cannot wait to see you in the next one. Until then, take care.